Peyton, thank you. Construction is now underway on the new Champtown development in Park City. 12 News reporter Brock Wilson was at the groundbreaking ceremony this afternoon. He's live at the construction site with a look at all the new attractions that will soon be available. Brock?
Yeah, Rachel, it's a project more than 3 years in the making. As you can see behind me here, dirt is finally being moved on the $500 million development called Champtown. Once construction is complete, you can expect to see some one-of-a-kind attractions right here in Park City. Restaurants, a hotel, baseball fields, and a Ferris wheel. Those are just a few of the new attractions that will soon come to Park City.
It definitely is one of our largest developments here, and especially on the commercial side.
Rachel Lang Mills is the president of Lang Real Estate, the developers working on much of the Champtown development, and is excited to see construction finally get underway.
Truly a dream come true, and definitely going to be very monumental here for the city.
So is Park City Mayor John Linhair.
This is really some positive news and growth for our community.
He says the city has worked really hard to be prepared for development once the opportunity presented itself.
That being said, we're very proud of the fact that we were the first stop for what is becoming the Champtown development.
Now, possibly the most exciting part about Champtown is the aquarium.
It will be over 80,000 square feet. We'll house well over 1,500 different animals and 30-plus species.
Adi Kinashinsky is a managing partner with Odyssey, the company behind the aquarium. He says he wants their project to put Park City on the map.
The idea is to bring something so large and so creative and different that they'll come from hours away to see what we've developed and what we've brought here.
And the mayor hopes it will be attractions like this that spur continued development in Park City.
This is a great anchor moment that we're going to see a lot of growth happen really fast now.
So the first part of the project that will be completed is the baseball fields. They're expected to host games next summer. As far as the aquarium goes, it's expected to welcome its first visitors sometime in 2026. Rachel?
Brock, thank you.